Hello and namaste. Welcome to our new video. If you want to win people over when you first meet them, say hello to these 8 subtle phrases. Whether it's a networking event, a social gathering, or a casual meetup, we all want to connect with others and leave a lasting, positive impression. But how do you break the ice and create an instant rapport? The magic often lies in the words we choose and the subtle nuances of our communication. Certain phrases can effortlessly bridge the gap between strangers, setting the tone for a warm and engaging interaction. That's why I'm here to share with you these 8 subtle phrases that could help you win people over when you first meet them. Remember, everyone is different, so these aren't one-size-fits-all solutions, but they could be the key to starting off on the right foot. 1. It's great to meet you. This might sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how powerful these simple words can be when meeting someone for the first time. When you say, "It's great to meet you," it sends a clear message that you value the other person and the opportunity to get to know them. This phrase is not just a polite expression, it's a way of acknowledging the other person's worth. However, for this to work, sincerity is key. People can sense when you're just going through the motions. So when you say this, mean it. Show genuine enthusiasm and interest in the person you're meeting. As psychology shows, first impressions are crucial, and this phrase can help set a positive tone for your interaction. It signals respect, politeness, and eagerness to connect, qualities that are often appreciated and can help win people over. But don't just stop at saying it. Show it through your body language and actions too. Make eye contact, smile, keep your posture and gestures open. These non-verbal cues can reinforce your words and make your interaction even more meaningful. 2. I'm not sure about that. It's easy to assume that people are drawn to those who have all the answers. After all, confidence can be captivating, but admitting when you don't know something can also be a powerful tool in winning people over. When you say, "I'm not sure about that," it demonstrates honesty and humility. It shows that you are open to learning new things and that you value truth over pretending to be right. This phrase also invites others into the conversation, allowing them to share their knowledge and experiences. It can turn a one-sided interaction into a collaborative discussion, which can help to build rapport and mutual respect. Remember, no one knows everything. Admitting when you don't know something isn't a sign of weakness. Rather, it's a sign of strength and authenticity. Tell me more about that. Inviting someone to share more about their experiences or thoughts is an excellent way to build a connection. When you say, "Tell me more about that," you're signaling that you're genuinely interested in their perspective. This can make people feel valued and understood, which contributes to a positive interaction. Interestingly, when people talk about themselves, it activates the same pleasure sensations in the brain as food or money would. So, by encouraging someone to talk more about their experiences or ideas, you're essentially giving them a feel-good moment. But remember, this phrase is only effective when paired with active listening. It's not enough to just ask someone to elaborate. You need to show that you're actively engaged in what they're saying. Nod in agreement, maintain eye contact, and provide thoughtful responses. I understand how you feel. Navigating through a conversation, especially with someone new, can sometimes feel like walking on eggshells. You're not quite sure what they've been through or what they're going through. When you say, "I understand how you feel," it can bridge that gap of misunderstanding. This phrase conveys that you're not just hearing their words, but you're also appreciating the emotions behind them. Of course, it's important to truly empathize when using this phrase. Empty words, even when well-intended, can sometimes do more harm than good. Make sure that when you say this, you genuinely mean it and have taken the time to reflect on their feelings. This phrase reminds us that despite our differences, we all experience similar emotions at times, and that in itself can be an essential part of creating meaningful connections. That reminds me of a time when sharing a personal story or experience can make a conversation feel less like an interview and more like a friendly chat. When you say, "That reminds me of a time when," you're not only adding depth to the conversation, but also giving the other person a glimpse into your life. This phrase helps to establish common ground, making the other person feel more comfortable and engaged. It's a subtle way of saying, "I've been there too," or "I know what you're talking about," which can help to foster a sense of familiarity and shared understanding. However, while sharing, be mindful not to dominate the conversation or make it all about you. The goal is to relate, not to overshadow the other person's experience. In the end, it's all about balance, opening up about your experiences while also showing interest in theirs. This give-and-take dynamic can go a long way in winning people over when you first meet them. I've always admired people who can. Compliments, when genuine, can be a great way to break the ice and make a positive impression. For example, I once met a person who spoke multiple languages fluently. I found this to be an impressive skill, so I said, "I've always admired people who can speak multiple languages. It's such a fantastic skill to have." This phrase not only complimented the person's abilities, but also created an avenue for deeper conversation about their experiences with language learning. When you genuinely admire something about someone and express it, it can make them feel appreciated and seen. It adds a layer of personal connection and shows that you're paying attention to who they are and what they do. Just remember to keep it sincere and specific. General compliments can sometimes come off as insincere or superficial. So when you use this phrase, make sure it truly reflects something you admire about the person you're talking to. Have you considered? We all have blind spots, areas in our lives or ways of thinking that we might not see clearly. Sometimes a fresh perspective can help us see things differently. When you say, "Have you considered?" it's an invitation for someone to think about a situation from a different angle. It suggests that you're invested in the conversation and are offering them something to ponder. This phrase should be used with care, though. You don't want to come across as intrusive or judgmental. It's not about telling someone they're wrong, but rather about offering a different viewpoint that they might find helpful. Used wisely, this phrase can spark meaningful conversation and show the other person that you're not just there for small talk, you're there for real, substantial interaction. I appreciate your time. Ending a conversation on a positive note is just as important as how you start it. And what better way to do it than by expressing your gratitude? When you say, "I appreciate your time," it's a clear and respectful way to acknowledge the value of their time and the conversation you've shared. It leaves a lasting impression of respect and appreciation. Even in a world that seems to move at breakneck speed, taking the time to express gratitude can make a big difference. It shows that you don't take their time for granted and that you genuinely enjoyed the interaction. This phrase might be the last one you use in a conversation, but it's definitely not the least. Leaving on a note of gratitude can make you memorable and endear you to others. These 8 subtle phrases are more than just words. They are tools that can help you connect with others on a deeper level. By using these phrases, you can create a welcoming atmosphere, ease any tension, and foster genuine conversations right from the start. But remember, words are just the beginning. It's your sincerity, empathy, and willingness to engage that truly win people over. After all, to truly connect with others means to listen, to share, and to value their time and experiences just as much as your own.